Yo, and anɔpa for anɔpa wie yɛda mo ase. Yɛde nkyia kɛseɛ efi Kristo Yesu mu akyia wo baabi biara a wowɔ biara. Ɛyɛ Blind Eye TV so nie. Aha deɛ maka akyerɛ wo sɛ nɔkorɛ biara a ɛredwa gu biara no, yɛde bɛbrɛ wo. Asɛm no sɛdeɛ tie biara no, yɛde bɛma wo saa. Sɛdeɛ tie no, sɛdeɛ asi no, saa na yɛde bɛma wo. Ɛnɛ nso yɛda kɛseɛ a Awurade Nyankopɔn ayɛ. Baabi biara a wo biara mede aseda kɛseɛ ma wo. Na yɛn nyinaa nso yɛbom de aseda kɛseɛ ma yɛn Nyankopɔn a wote aseɛ. Odiyifoɔ Ɔpam Aguni ɛwɔ Blind Eye TV so. Ɛnɛ awia yi mepɛ sɛ yɛpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛm nsɛm bi mu anaa yɛdwene nsɛm bi ho ɛwɔ nsɛm a ɛkɔ so wɔ anaa ɛkɔɔ so wɔ yɛ parliament. Mepɛ sɛ yɛka ho asɛm kakra. Because mpanimfoɔ sɛ woanɔ hɔ a na ɛfu. Ɛna asɛm a ɛyɛ nokorɛ wɔ NDC foɔ pɛn so no, ɛnane wɔ MPP pɛn so. Asɛm a ɛyɛ nokorɛ wɔ dan atifi no, ɛyɛ nokorɛ wɔ asase yi so. Asɛm a ɛyɛ nokorɛ wɔ ɔsoro no, ɛyɛ nokorɛ wɔ asase yi so. Ɛnɛ awia yi mepɛ sɛ me ne wo pɛnsɛmpɛnsɛm nneɛma bi mu. Ɛnyɛ ade yɛbɛkasa kɛse. Yɛwɔ bɛyɛ sɛ ebi a 1 hour 30 minutes pɛ na yɛkɔ. Den na mebɛka ho asɛm. Deɛ di kan, ɛyɛ me wɔ Fagyemamanu ɔkɔɔ parliament a ɔkɔyi ɛyɛ COVID nnura a ɔkra baeɛ anaa ɔtɔɔeɛ a na ɔde maa contract no. Ɛno ho asɛm ɛna mpɛ sɛ me ne wo di ho abooboo. Menim sɛ nkurɔfoɔ bebree na aka ho nsɛm baa mepɛ sɛ me ne wo mebie w'adwene mu wɔ adeɛ bi ho. Ɛyɛ sɛ ɔno nko a ɔkɔɔ parliament no mɛbɔ nsɛm no na anyɛ sɛ bi a me ankasa ebi a mede ma no ɛka. Mepɛ sɛ wankasa wotie firi n'ano. Nsɛm a ɔkaeɛ no wankasa wotie edi firi n'ano. Bio, finance minister ɛyɛ Ken Ofori-Atta ɔkɔɔ parliament ɛyɛ question bi a Okudzeto Ablakwa ebisa no ɛwɔ mampani na kwantua a otuyi a onsɛm bɛyɛ dagyaa no kwan a ɔfaa so a oyia no. Mepɛ sɛ wote aseɛ sɛ woyɛ ɔman Ghana ni a wohunu baabi a yɛgyina wohunu baabi a ɔman no kɔ ɛsiane sɛ Bible sɛ abere a mobɛhu sɛ akyiwade a ɛbɔ man egyina baabi a ɛnni sɛ egyina no deɛ ɔkenkan no ɔnte aseɛ. Ɛyɛ asɛm baako pɛ. Akyiwade a ɛbɔ man sɛ wohu sɛ egyina baabi a egyina sɛdeɛ odiyifoɔ Hizaki odiyifoɔ Isaiah kaeɛ no a ɛmma deɛ ɔwɔ dan atifi no ɛnsi mma fam. Ɛmma deɛ ɔwɔ afuo mu no ɛmma fie. Ɛmma deɛ ɔwɔ dan mu no ɔdi hɔ ne mu no ɔmma back because na wieɛ no aduru. Kwan a efiri memfa no sɛ ɛhyɛ aseɛ wɔ abatoɔ mu yɛmfa no bɛmfie mmienu ni anaa afi ni nneɛma a ɛkɔ so wɔ yɛn man no mu no ɛmma me yɛhunu sɛdeɛ man no ne gyina berɛ ɛne mpɛmpɛnso a ɔman no adu. Deɛ ɛkɔ so wɔ mmarahyɛ badwafie mu sɛ ɛyɛ sɛ ɛnna yie yɛn deɛ yɛnim sɛ ɔmo kaa ɔmo ntie but tie ne yie nyame ka kyerɛ odiyifoɔ Jeremia sɛ menim sɛ wokɔ no wɔn ntie wo but kɔ asɛm a meka yɛbɛkɔ YouTube enti yɛbɛda hɔ forever kɔ menim sɛ wɔn ntie wo baakɔka sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ adansedie ada hɔ atɔ hɔ ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛbrɛ bi dui odiyifoɔ bi sɔre ɔkaasɛi na ayɛ sɛm na hɔ adɔfo nom ɛyɛ nibrɛ sɛm Blind Eye TV so nie maka kyerɛ sɛ nneɛma a ɛkɔ so a yɛnhwɛ anaa mpanimfoɔ ata ne blind eye to them kuromafoɔ adwumayɛfoɔ obia kata n'ani wɔ ho no yɛhu a yɛbɛbie so. Blind Eye TV odiyifoɔ Ɔpam Aguni ɛnɛ wie de asɛm wee brɛw na mepɛ sɛ mebɔ saa audio no anaa video no mmienu finance minister deɛ ɛne health minister deɛ mepɛ sɛ mebɔ na wankasa wohwɛ na yɛkasa wɔ ho kakra ɛsiane sɛ ahomete ɛsiane sɛ bisa ho sɛ ɛyɛ yɛman mpanimfoɔ yi yɛ asɔfoɔ ne yɛ diifoɔ media meka leaders meka fra obia enti bisa ho sɛ yɛ parliamentarians yɛ mampanini yɛ mpanimfoɔ edi wɔ onimi sɛ ɛyɛ ɔmo private business na ɔmo yɛ a nka de ɔmo yɛ ɔmo bɛyɛ sɛ parliamentarians ɔmo papa adwuma na ɔmo hwɛ so a ɔmo feel sɛ nka nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ a ɔmo bɛyɛ ana sɛ Ghana mampanin sɛdeɛ ɔbu man ne fa sɛdeɛ ɔyɛ ne nneɛma fa sɛ ɛyɛ ɔno ankasa ne papa agyapadeɛ na ɔhwɛ so a nka ɔbɛyɛ saa kɔhyia mepɛ sɛ meturo ma wo ni adɔfo nom ahomete me deɛ mayɛ sɛ mɛka nokorɛ because sɛ wopɛw sɛ wompɛw ɛda bi bɛba a ɛyɛ atemmuo da na wokora sɛ wonyi atemmuo ne nni a deɛ ɔkaa sɛ atemmuo bɛba no a wonyi nni no ɔno a na kaa sɛ nipa bɛwu but wo no deɛ wogye tum na nipa wu ha ne aseresɛm ɛwom Hebrew 9:27 was ɛda hɔ sɛ onipa bɛwu prɛko pɛ na ɛno akyi atemmuo hɔ owuo no deɛ yɛgye tum owuo no deɛ yɛgye di Fridays and then Fridays he say yɛbɛka akɔ prepare nkɔfoɔ bebree Saturdays yɛbɛyɛ yɛgye di sɛ yie wɔ hɔ yɛyɛ yie akɛseɛ gonyo parties ɛna ɛkɔ so ɛno deɛ yɛgye di but deɛ ɔka sɛ there's judgment atemmuo no ɛno deɛ yɛnyi ni ɔrɔfoɔ baabi biara wowɔ biara mepɛ sɛ ne bɔ videos yi ɛma wo hwɛ na wo hwɛ adeɛ yɛbɛhyɛ aseɛ afiri health minister Ajimamanu nsɛm a ɔkaeɛ yɛbɛbɔ ɔno ne yɛabɔ finance minister nso deɛ na afei yɛabie kwan no atom na adɔfo a me na ɔmo yɛ program no ɔmo akyerɛ ɔmo adwen
Right Honourable Speaker, I rise to ask the Honourable Minister for Finance how much the President's recent official travels to France, Belgium, and South Africa in May this year cost the Ghanaian taxpayer.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Any funds to the Chief of Staff specifically for His Excellency the President's trip to France, Belgium, and South Africa or any other destination. The current practice is that the Ministry of Finance releases quarterly funds to the heads of department, in this case, Office of Government Machinery, the Chief of Staff, for all the operational activities of the office. To facilitate the safe coordination of the President's travels, domestic and foreign, that is, the Office of Government Machinery and the National Security Secretariat work together to achieve this. Mr. Speaker, the President's domestic and international travels are matters to do with national security. The National Security Minister is really best placed, Mr. Speaker, to furnish this Honourable House with the details needed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
TV3, first in news, best in entertainment. TV3, first in news, best in entertainment.
Grateful, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I rise to ask the Honourable Minister for Finance how much the President's recent official travels to France, Belgium, and South Africa in May this year cost the Ghanaian taxpayer.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Any funds to the Chief of Staff specifically for His Excellency the President's trip to France, Belgium, and South Africa or any other destination. The current practice is that the Ministry of Finance releases quarterly funds to the heads of department, in this case, Office of Government Machinery, the Chief of Staff, for all the operational activities of the office. To facilitate the safe coordination of the President's travels, domestic and foreign, that is, the Office of Government Machinery and the National Security Secretariat work together to achieve this. Mr. Mr. Speaker, the President's domestic and international travels are matters to do with national security. The National Security Minister is really best placed, Mr. Speaker, to furnish this Honorable House with the details needed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
TV3, first in news, best in entertainment. First in news, best in entertainment.
Most grateful, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I rise to ask the Honourable Minister of Finance how
Minister, if you refer
Let's quickly turn our attentions to what's happening in Parliament now, where the Sputnik V Health probe has started currently. And the Health Minister is before that committee that was set up, the 9-member committee that was set up by Parliament. Let's join the Sputnik V vaccine probe.
That this agreement has been executed between the government of Ghana through the Ministry of Health and the private office of the Sheikh, a member of the ruling family of Dubai, United Arab Emirates, therefore, subject to the provisions of Article 1815 of the 1992 Constitution. In view of this, parliamentary approval is required to ensure the validity of this contract. Honorable Minister, did you sought parliamentary approval So,
Honorable Chair,
did you seek parliamentary approval before you entered into this contract?
no, please.
You did not.
Have you any such plans?
I thought she was going to have a follow-up question. I had plans to come to regularize the parliamentary approval, to seek for parliamentary approval after I've signed the contract.
Do you appreciate the fact that the pronouncement by the Supreme Court vis-a-vis the constitutional provision clearly talks about prior approval? You appreciate that?
Honorable Chair, very much so. But my frustrations to try to get a vaccine for us at the heat of our second wave, I relied on the Executive Instrument 61 that was passed by Parliament to hide behind emergency clauses that have been invoked, to try to see if I could do that and come to Parliament to inform Parliament that this is what I've done and therefore need regularization. I need approval to cover it because we were in dire need of the vaccine, and I had the onus to try to procure the vaccines to vaccinate Ghanaians to protect our lives.
But the EI is subsidiary legislation.
Honorable Chair, I must be very honest with you. At the time, I've mentioned my frustration was the fact that I seriously made that error, and on hindsight, it won't happen any longer.
Mr. Minister, you are a senior member of this House, and you are aware of how we deal with emergency situations in Parliament. We have conventions and rules and regulations governing how you deal with emergency issues, i.e. appearing before the relevant committee and make a case so that the issue can be dealt with as an emergency issue. Why didn't you take advantage of that procedure?
Honorable Chair, I've explained that those were not normal times, and I was seriously in the situation that couldn't make me think properly, the way you think that now I will actually address myself to the situation.
Mr. Minister, are you aware that we have dealt with issues and motions on the same day before on the floor of the House, in this House? And let me give you examples. You remember the 1.2 billion and the $100 million from the World Bank? We dealt with it the same day. Couldn't you have done that?
I could have done that, but the circumstances at the time was a little bit different.
Honorable Minister, you have laid evidence before this committee that you used your best efforts to get diplomatic channels to enable you reach the manufacturer or the Russian authority directly. Is that correct?
Yes.
You even did so by producing letters as evidence of such correspondence. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You further indicated that it was after all those best endeavors have proved futile before you dealt with the Sheikh. Is that correct?
That might not be correct. I dealt with the Sheikh before the frantic efforts to try to get the vaccines from the right source.
So, were you being untruthful to this committee when you indicated that you used your best efforts to get direct access to the manufacturer and the Russian authorities before you dealt with the Sheikh?
I can't remember I have said this anyway. What I said was that I made efforts, but I didn't just oppose the timing of the efforts that I made.
Let's see this. In your answer to the chair of this committee, you stated that originally you were not even interested in dealing with private people, and that it was after your best endeavors proved futile, that's when you dealt with a private person, and the records are there to show, Honorable Minister.
That is correct. The best endeavors were not being done with the Russians. When we started looking for vaccines, we relied on COVAX and the African Medicine Supply Platform. These were not private citizens. But when efforts from COVAX failed because India blocked their routes for exports, and African Medicine Supply Platform indicated that they couldn't supply any vaccine until August, I was then motivated to begin to look at private sector people to see if we can get the vaccines. But after I dealt with Maktoum, I started writing to try to find it from the right source to see if we can get it cheaper from that point. That is what I've explained so far.
So, will I be correct in saying that you did not use your best endeavors to get a good deal for Ghana?
And this will be a difficult question for me to answer, Madam. The best at the time was what I did.
Honorable Minister, Ghana has an embassy in Russia. You are aware that it has a trade minister. Ghana has diplomatic relationship with Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. Russia has a diplomatic relationship with Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. Yet, you went ahead to sign a contract with a private person on 9th of March to get vaccines from Russia before you wrote on the 23rd of March to the Russian Minister for Trade, and then on 28th of April to the Foreign Minister of Russia. Will you say this was prudent under the circumstance?
Honorable Chair, I think I've indicated that for prudence, at the time of the pandemic and my frustrations, I would not say so. If it were now, that would have been different.
Honorable Minister, have you become aware of any country in Africa that sourced the Sputnik vaccine directly from the Russian authorities?
Honorable Chair, I cannot give information to that effect.
Yeah, Mr. Minister, I have with me a press statement from your ministry. And you were telling the good people of this country the efforts you made before arriving at signing the contract with the Sheikh. And I refer you to paragraph 6 of that particular press conference. It's dated 9th June 2021. And this is what it states. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I read. Against the background of non-response, against the background of non-response from the direct channels and global shortages of the vaccine, the Ministry of Health on 9th March 2021 responded to an offer from the private office of H.A. Sheikh Ahmed Damok Al Maktoum of the United Arab Emirates for the supply of total quantity of 3.4 million doses of Sputnik 5 vaccines at a unit cost of $19 against the background of your effort to get direct. And are you saying that you signed a contract before the direct or the direct before the contract?
Minister, honorable colleague, just for us to be fair to the minister, let us get the two issues. Perhaps if you could put the question to him on the contact with the Russian authorities, and also if you use direct, you are talking about the manufacturer. So if you just posing the press release against a statement he's made, I think that to be fair to him, if you could clarify that properly.
Mr. Chairman, it's
Honorable Chair, I was going to try to also ask just about the same intervention.
Sir, at you for the
that efforts I was making reference to, or direct sources from COVAX, the serum.
Na ayame reho se nti yewo no kwafo ewo Ghana Parliament. Babi awo bia utie me anase daachi bia ubetie me no bisa ho se enti yewo no kwafo ewo Ghana Parliament. Yewo no kwafo ho na omudoso. Let me start from finance ministry or finance minister. Say finance minister waba bonte abaka kire Ghanaians say I think it was June 1st June or baby or 1st July abaka kire Ghanaians say yemma ne time kakra yemma ne mere kakra na obeba parliament abeyi no Ghana for bo nsem so finance minister beba sa ukaya sa na Jemensa oka say omuma ne time na emre ni dura obeba abeyi no Jemensa anko me pesa wo sha ade bi nso pa o Ghana head na pro. I'm telling you, a profra sorry fie sa besi politicians so. Obia di ho kan okre. Ahemfo kan okre, politicians kan okre, just obia kan okre o manum. Finance minister eba begina members of parliament o manimu a okruja to bisa ne say Mr. Minister fa enkonta omampani ko South Africa or Belgium no fabra na ya hwehwem se kaben anasi kadodo asan na omampani eyusui tie the finance minister kan o se ya nhihye se anasa finance ministry a release sika ade ama Ministry of Interior or Defense. So, omo na mfanye. Enti sa question we omo na se so mbe yi ano. Tiye abra finance minister na aka se obeba be yi ano wo parliament. Eho anso ho a ena okruja to abla kwa bisa ne se osai court constitution ne no kire ne se sa ministries ni nyina no omo sika se finance ministry ase. Enti onu na ye nipa odi sika ne man onu na betimi a kire se sika we sika ABC ana me de ma won enti akwantio no mampani tu ye no me na minim sika dodo a me de ma no ofori ata anya sa Speaker of Parliament so the okan ne se ye nkoye nim na mi bisa se enti no kwarefo ana de no kre na ebu yaman so ahwefo ya wifo akromfo namfo awudifo namfo akohwifo namfo according to Isaiah chapter 1 omaya enkana ne nsapa ye no enne ye de nsu afrem Speaker of Parliament say oh let's proceed yanka sam foforo eti omujai sa asem no to abafonom enti ye wo no kware foforo ana ye wo no kwafo a omugu ye parliament wo be ekoso no momi ehwe ni ye because utie de finance just finance minister omu obi a wan pejanity crime obi ani hwa aya na mu fi sa ye nkan nsem Mofa Ghana mpani fa Ghana te se mesimu wu a momfa nko se mu wu a momfa Ghana nko se Kwame Nkrumah de koi a champion de koi a Frifa de koi even at a mess de koya mu wu a momfa Ghana nko de amuye mu wu a momfa Ghana na momfa nko se je Kufuor ekwatena fie no amfa Ghana nko a na Kufuor ado Ghana enka wonsam Kanoforiata finance minister, health minister, Ajimamanu miame wafa, de awuye ubebu nwata endebi. Chese mu piragana oman Ghana, obie timinka no krenchire mo. Ana yaya nhese ye fu omampani foforo ba, se change of government ba, ne corruption ni ye jawom. Because ye baka say ye witch chanting. Ye tata na we dey make say ye NDC o say ye MPP o say ye den government say change of government ba the mu ye mu be face consequence say if say Jacob Zuma or detention mu be kwa fiase bi eti munye careful ade bia mu ye bia no Ghana mpanimfo why na dwene say Africa mampani ye betumi ageri no why na dwene sa me catch ro me matra South Africa da ba bie ni wa corruption ese South Africa da enso so no o matumi aya ede Jacob Zuma akwa akotum o matumi di Zuma atum dia monhwe hu se de MPP for mpanimfo ne na ban NDC for mpanimfo mo ye no ebrebi bedura mo bebu hu nkonta mo bebu hu nkonta wo nipa anim na masa bu hu nkonta wo nyamete asefo anim you are the finance minister kokai chese ye yusu Ghana ska wo finance minister ono ane banga wate na se wo check na wo trace na wo hwa from tama no nya ma bamu sika no wo tama wo ba bamu sika no wo you can see clearly say ye bragana then so waje for wa hefa wo sore na wo ka nokra se wo sore na wo ka nokra yes wo yandisi ni wo MPP ni wo ye PPP ni enkosi da ban no man Ghana mumpanimfo obeya kofifo obeya kromfo obeya nadafo o man Ghana enkosi da ban Isaiah say mumpanimfo aye akromfo namfo mumpanimfo aye wudifo namfo ya de yakoso o man Ghana the finance minister heka even Obeko privilege vetting committee or Babetra America. Oh, I'm force yen you know, I could see some near my echoes or parliament inti. Oh, for Riata da Ghana for sa. And this is for some community, I could see some on because I Monfort no uncle said a bay mistake, not 2024 yenya. Etimopini Ghanaians on and this is for. And this is way me throw that question where mama say Mojini Ghana for home. General Mosquito be can say I said a mistake. Not 2024 yenya. A year abamu na mpesa moba and I Ghana for one Mojini. I could some say napan in the walker. Not ye Bible say and ye nyina de ni pay nyina no wo de wunyi nia me odi for pamako me se me je Bible di wo de ma bi wunyi ni wo de wugidi ni gidi but Bible kro na kan say enna makotu a kire no Hebrews 9:27 or say onipa be wu ba ko pa na no achi ni there's judgment onipa wu onipa owu so nipa wudi a ani atamu osu bedan se wugidi o se wugini o atamu obeba enti andisi for munya careful Babin Speaker of Parliament warning way come on obia nim se we ndisi ni obia nim se we nonsense ayi no nonsense man eba wudi nokure beto de nokure da unye huo because yemu bi gidi a yenyama ye siripe ye siripe wa brochire ye siripe de ekoso wo Ghana parliament nyina ye siripe hwe no ba kokura di ho a wo ba ya wo de ye adwuma omoko wi ballot box sanke ye wi ano tachima enough ye wi ye no ye di nipa kroko jail who speaker of parliament wa ba unka ho hwe a soldier for ye di wo ba parliament one lead you wo do wo ba even interior minister ni defense minister e wo ho e da so wo parliament ye nte ho hwe speaker of parliament enti de wo ye eye onye obi awo wankasa na wo ye wo wankasa na daachi nyame be bisaw se wo po so ye kremoni nyame be bisaw se akwanya onyade ma wa ese nka wo bua ahiafo wo bua mobrofo wo bua kunafo no then na wo ye as a speaker of parliament God will punish you Ghana for mpanifo manya akwanya nyame obetua mka mo amanya mpanyini a mu di ene enka wo mfata kura sa wo be MP enka wo mfata kura sa wo be minister but akwanya ba se wo de ba boa wo nuanom wo de ba boa wo namfonom na wo de boa wo yire no ma ene wo mprafo kakra bi mobroni asam ma wanim akunafo asam ma wanim ahiafo asam ma wanim ahiafo de omudi for da bia wo manim sa mo bewu one day you will die na wo be hia wo maker obeka kire wo se de wo kotena Ghana parliament de anka wo ye panina anka sasa wo ye a wa anye no nyame bebisa o me danya nkopoti asefo asese onipa na wo pe na ade ba wiase se tumi bi na de ba wiase me pesa me kire se there's power e wo wiase we se wo nyi ni a me gidi emframa bo ebubu adan me ka unyansasem Emframa bo etutu nnua. Emframa bo etimi se bibia wo hu se emframa bo na bebia ya wo ne emframa pagya ne ko. Ekere se nyame di tumi bi ahye nipa mu. Oka kire nipa se ko wiase na kokodi so na kohye so. Die na Ghana mpanimfo mo de mutumi die ye. Ana Akufo-Addo na wire be ho daache. Anado daache wo wire be ho papa. Because Ghanaians adi omo wire ehye wo mu se nanado wonkoa na betumi aye wonkoa na betumi aboa nti wo keka nsem bebre wo opposition enade na wo ye umpese obi abeka na dwene meboa oh yati sika so oh ekobo de ye Ghana ye nyo hia man nyame nnome ye wo keka nsem wanyina nsem hunu wanyina wo keka but ne wo ba amamuo mu no umpese ye be refer umpese ye be kasa asem no umpese obi kra be bie na no umpese nkofo be ye demonstration atia wo awanu mu nsema wo kae nana eya na me wira ho ama se daachi bi wa free so no ye ma 2024 wo kwana wakotena se no se wadwene wo ho na wo timi dwene ase onipa na yare bia mo na wo ho a o wira be ho papa because niema esenka wo ye enwuma nkasa sa wo ye emranti ahwe na no yese ye fa sojafo ko Eward Sports Stadium ko hwe mranti pa na egu ho omo pa adwuma wo munya adwuma yenyina omunim se na Nana-Addo ba obetimi afix ere de ye ka asa fix your country musem ye fix yourself meboa eye na ebeduru ba bi no Nana-Addo wire be ho because of say eniema wunya akwanya na sasa wo ya want to Nana-Addo me see wo ye opposition leader no na wo din yesi na wo ye president ati se obi so won ka no kre na me danya me ase se Nana-Addo wunya akwanya ebebu Ghana man because wanya akwanya me bu Ghana man ya sa wanya akwanya a me bu Ghana man ya nka nkwala mrantie bi beka se oh papa bi ka ye beka oh papa bi ana opese nko be ye Ghana president want to me ama papa na ne enim so be boa Ghana sa wo de wo meye hu because wo de nsema ye kan hye wo nko na wo ba abonten Nana-Addo tie me minim se me ya to ho ama nchirema me ya to ho ama ochena na wo tibia wahu anki ya bekase Nana-Addo nko be yebi Nana-Addo ne wo be hu sa wo ba abonten abeka asam no na obi aka asam aye oya obi aka asafa wa mamuo hu a eye oya na be ba abonten yete Ghana enkofo ekoto aba omu wuye wa meka ho asem wo mu ekotwere di omu wuye wa meka ho asem accident akasi esisi wo Ghana wa meka ho asem eniema boni bi ekoso Ghana wo meka ho asem da but ye kasa achim sakawas udi mirika ba abonten fra sofo because utu asofo ne kantino wo ka kirom se omunye omadwuma yie eno na no joy fm musi ya kwa report say o makasa kaka ye fix the nation or fix the country demonstrate and ye kuno enye no kure Nana-Addo ba abonten hwe wensa wo beka say Ghana fo nhwe wo monsam keka yie Nana-Addo wonni Ghana na wuntumi odidi Professor Nana Jane Atem Nana-Addo wonni Ghana na Canada Japan betra radio so it's didi mama Atem Nana-Addo wonni Ghana Nana-Addo wonni Ghana na abronya DC obetra odidi mpanimfo Atem eno de enha Ghana wo hu ye hypocrite edru bra nana ese so omo wani da ho na wiase wo hu obi a woka no kure bia no ye ngene no kure ntum na aduro bia enwe no ne tutu yare nana de meka nyina ne se ye nyina ye pewasem nana ye nyina ye pewasem unim de me free unim me political background ye nyina ye pewasem ene ye do ba power nana nti de wo ye eye what an blanai at the Ghanaians. But the Amepesa me can say to me in Ninkaso. Parliamentarians, enti the Amuye, Modie. Adie bia because some ya MPP for, some ya NDC for, a you. Yeah. Because mo ya MPP for. Enti Health Minister Betnaona Odin Tra. She say, ye bisa ne say, contract na was sign on one kasa de ne pe and a sign contract. I don't know my real. Kenoforiata the AM fancy because Kenoforiata demonstrated me who said, Omu be our parliament. Omu be our parliament. Obia to men canasam na me try and say change of government. Sana na na ebon ho ban. MPP for na ebon ho ban. Ebetima ba say MPP aban ebe change obi baba ba ye president or the Kenoforiata ebe famra kwan so enye nwa. Because Jacob Zuma oye ANC ni enso Ramaphosa ba no oko enti enye me nwanwa say obi foforo sadia nanado ebi one kofo nya adwen no sadia lankas ebi one nanado nya adwen wo niema bi hu no saa pepepe one ne nya adwen so ntumi ma abonten me kana adwen because osuro ebre bi beba nanado ubeyi nsema no Kenoforiata emre bi beba ubeyi nsema no sa wote asenko ade a whether you like it or not ubeyi nsem bia no na me de me pesa me kire wo se Moses or say enne me de papa ne bone asi wanim na me de me se wo se fa papa ne wanyankwa Kenoforiata fa papa da bia wo hye white nso yi obi a wonka no kure baako say de na Akufo Addo kai baako wonka no kure da bia wo hye white minima sori a wokọ minima futu a wo sofo de ma da bia wo hye white na nso wonka no kure Oforiate sa wokọ da no wan sori a niema na wo pregu ho na be ho ade a o ma de a o yere de a o mo nso ombewu manyanka nya wo mobo ma kunafo anya wo mobo ma onni bi asam enhian Kenoforiate me kasa kire wo ase nuapani hwe yie oye me nuapani hwe yie na toto niema yie because daache obebu de wo ye bia ho aten obebu ata wo honam mu na wasa bu ata wo honhom mu now yamra health minister so Ajimamanu enko atenase eko sign contract Ajimamanu ya we se ewiase kubatan a ehwe apomdene so World Health Organization aba abonten abeka se aduro no vaccine na ye de wo no ema ye nya immediate person ema ye nya nipa obedi between so we deal direct to the company Kenoforiat ayinim me ofa health minister onim Ajimamanu nim say yama warning say o man bie ni ho say okohan obi because of chrono because of emphasis because of apobo eti ononko a ye de ope ononko a ko sign contract oba parliament aye bisa no o say no aye confused na adwini ni ho so mi bisa Ghanaians say enti so obi kobokro no obi kobo obi tuo na judge frɛ no no ogitum say am ye na mom judge mfancheme a judge de chene free won judge e de chene free hwɛ moya mo ho say mpanimfo emra nimu sa moya mo ho say mpanimfo emra animu emra bedimu sanne na mra nimu a ochena emra bedimu wo health minister Ajimamanu ubeyi ano daache ubeyi ano se wupe se wumpe se waji atum se wo ye mistake no sa wagye atum se wo ye error no wo boa wo be koje me ka to ho ne ba mu a wo hun se me kan me se ajima manu yiro ho ware nkwara ne bi ka ho wo be koje ajima manu penkwara nkwara ne bi ka ho me ame wo fa ajima manu a ofi doma me se penkwara ne bi ka ho wo be koje sa wa kotra parliament agye atum se it was error. Na wagye atum se wo ye mistake. Na wagye atum se na wadwene ni wo ho so. Na hwan na wo ye minister ade aba wankasa what you pay what ye de wo pay best 20 days. Tawa mo kwaje $1 billion ne de mu kwan de ko parliament. But when na wo ya wo pem faso ama wo party hieska mo de frigalam say asaga na nsuo nyina. Mo de frigalam say asaga na bibia wo bia. Na pani a ye de wo nipa ama na kwagina nipa mu nso no wo kopeso mfaso. Wani magu ase agimamanu. Sa meme ne wan esa wo resign. Agimamanu esa wo resign. Okra wo mfata sa wo ye health minister. I'm telling you. I just say yan kind of crenchero. A politics no mo dey. We won't deserve sir. We are health minister that. Because what my man wankasa wunim. Wo kwotena mpanimfo anim akoka se mahusa magitum se me ye mistake. Migitum se mamfa mra nya adwuma. Eti mpanimfo saaje mamanu se wamfa mra nya adwuma de a ene ye moma mra ni no. Na mumyengu sa Ghana mra no etie obia na sama mfa mra ni agimamanu mene na Akufo Addo a eso ma agimamanu resign because we go aban animas Sananado wa ma agimamanu a resign wa by ebe unpopular obia nim Sananado aban de anya papa na wa ba be ko on record obia be ka say ye Sananado amamu a eno na be most useless government in the Ghanaian history. Majimamanu resign. So no anya na dwen say ye kura sabio say ye kura eniema bi waki a system ne ye adwuma sa brenka Majimamanu resign. Yes. Yeah, parliament. Kroma land ha yeti asem sikra enko parliament kra ansa na obi a resign. Parliament ya frewu minister akọ parliament wakwaji atum se wa anya ni yi a de na sese yeyew de na sese yeyew kwan ba na sese ye de wo faso sese moye mo ho se emra ne de ahiafo na di wo emra ne de wo mo ni bie na edi wo mo emra ne de wo mo ni bie awerehofo omo anadi won obi ko wia ponche ba ko a yemfa ne nkotum 10 years right obi ko wia odwan a yemfa ne nkotum 20 years obi ko wia bode a yemfa ne nkotum 10 years but obi eko wia sikakase wo Ghana obechecha ma mpanimfu adi ni party adidi a yenka ho hwe adofonom di ye wo parliament a enkofo ka no kra na ye wo parliament a ye parliamentarians no emududo no eka no kra no wo ye de eye de wo ye bia no Black Night TV su ne odi for pa maguni ubebu hu aten sa wo po sa wo mpo ubebu hu aten ebre bi beba de kra na Ghana ekosi obia timi ko parliament no akoka de ope bibia ensi meboa obia timi ko parliament no aka de ope bibia ensi adofonom ye me pesa me kan se message a me pesa me de man se de ye ya nantwie ni bia anka ne to no enka okomfo nsem enti ade bia sa ban we ni ne nkofo ye no omo hwe ni ye ebre bi beba omo ntena ba mu nkaso So omo di 100 years omo nyina be wu. Omo be ko. So omo firi aba mu a omo be bu ho aten. Odofo a wotie me. Ba bi a yemman no ekọ. Ba bi a yemman no ejina no. Asase yehwe. Asase yehwe. Esan se nokre enye adwuma e wo Ghana. Nokre enye adwuma obi a ye de ope e wo man Ghana mu. Esan se emra enye adwuma. Esan se mra yemfa mra nto de mra se emra ni di wona wonni bi nko a. Ye koya na ye bai. Ye koye ana ye bai. Pepe se binum kire o madwen. Anti-Felicia ne Bra Adrian. But omo wala ne so. Hello?
Hello.
Adrian, Bajo, wala ne so.
More la pacha more line so.
Bajo, what is a maintain one catcher?
Oh, in your kakra. Eja malis in your ma king na yatin kakra. Na no so ye pa. Anyway, midday minken p. Na we are say I hear it before now no ye papa. Your tone chin yam penasum. You know, this abuse of power, ye king. Some of it, me, I don't agree with all of them. Oh, nyama wo ye nyina no. If they want to stop it, they can stop it. But parliamentarians, both NPP and DC, they like the way things are. Because it can 8 years, who's to medzibi. I know all who know, okay, Oza, Menshana Roba Kakra, Menkan Kakra. But it's not. On you are, the same rules are there. Constitutional, what is your way? Kufuor bad no mpe, but ohun there, musum tum zizi. My role is a profile Kufuor, constitutional terrorist. Remember, Rollins, Nubufu Kufuor is a constitutional terrorist.
Yeah, Mekai.
This constitution, who runs the show when you there loopholes womb. Na the show. Ninti nunu aba no so Kufuor so aba no so be change nyamo anyam papa no so no mutum zizi hu ye fine inti musu meje no atamus be no so no yontum yembo embrada inti even yen start yen hwehwem kakra over 10-year period 8-year period mutum ye change nyama kakra na mo amanyama akodo ye atamus so crap NDC football kotu nche no old man don't mind him. Yentino na yemfen Zagro. But yet is Zagro no yan dream there, it be yaboko out of power. The Ebenyo Bia, I know they when is a constitutional terrorist, I know terrorists no a terrorist 10 times. And that is what we are getting. Ghana no see a pet in Papa Bar. Young for check and balances in place. You remember one day be ma Moshe video be posted Rollins during his heydays of the revolution, okay, we will bring laws to Ghana in such a way there, even if the devil.
Yes, I have that video here. One day I'll play it.
If the devil were even to rule Ghana, he cannot abuse Ghana. Now the constitution foolish yabashaw. You see, in honestly, always the problem is somewhere else. Not himself. He doesn't see himself as anything other than and I'm happy. That is why before man onkoye. You be someone there. Abrofi will cross South America, will cross China, will cross India, will cross Babia. I bet you one first slaves will Babia except before. This question, one said that. We've never asked ourselves the critical question, why? And someday, some of us must ask the question and come up. As the way you good money, you need man but Eja Metanadunti Musum to me a mempe. No, Igrin one of world be true one knocking and now abra brenner bo that one power when you before but there you were upright and tight. If you see obia corrupt kakra. But abrofimpo at least on the surface no they'll pretend there what boom bredo. Yenya health minister or United Kingdom in see film chino no would have film action and I'm on Kenny.
What can you mean?
Film man china I don't think it's all the brand is our but ain't the bed outside the pier no you there, yes. You cannot behave like do one thing and do another thing the pier no same virtual easy. Initially he thought he could write their store. In the end, now when they go for home too much or don't then now going to get the baby. At least, if democracy is hypocritical, as some of us say, at least I brought no or to any man or very kakra. By hand say, or to any more, we don't care. My yaya hand jum there, bayano, I'm not yet today.
Here, Brian, I may no. The person said the finance minister.
Merkaba. Oh, because that is what Merkaba. They could make the changes in parliament. Now, between the rules, what he said is correct because the rules allow him. It's the rules and why I'm so loose. That is what I'm saying. Rules and why I'm so loose. They'll be out to this the way up here. Here you are telling us opera chicken kakra. It's important to things go them. Okra and who remembers him. That is the point I want to make. When people talk about NDC, MPP, what should be adding? Let me say that people are joking with themselves. If they think if people are going to follow NDC and die because of ballot boxes, you put all of them now waging for two reasons. One, NDC for power now. One of what is going for a few. MPP of power. One of what is going for a few. You see many MPP were friends and full soldiers. They are complaining. NDC was in power. Many of NDC's full soldiers, they were complaining. It's one of what Bana was this kind of, but watching Chen has been be there, baby there. We are different. Busy hate you. Hey, it was 20 Ghana, 30 Ghana. Ask the people who went to Baumia, Sir John A. shouting Baumia, one bottle of water, and I believe we were 10 Ghana, and now 20 Ghana. I mean, I'll go back. That is all. Nearly 10 to 20 of them. One by noise, kakra. Say Baumia, 10 Ghana, 20 Ghana. You made the country so poor, so that the people who are poor have to depend on you to give them 10 Ghana, 20 Ghana. So that whenever you want anything, they do your bidding. And it's the same with both political systems and political parties. But Motu Makani there, we have to tighten. I'm not happy with Kenofreata Moye. But Obaka Chende within the rules, they follow the rules. The health minister contract was abominable contract. No need for that at all. Anybody should resign. But is he going to do that? No.
Edi Brian maybe say health minister me wofa ajimamanu. Dachi be I want to mean ko jail for sansem buim.
Kwa no ko jail. Mamunia Mankel, I'll call him Mankel. Al Wahab. When they appointed a friend then the Amidu, those so-called special prosecutor who was going to fire with fire. Giving an interview on Kofi TV, they asked him, how is he going to do? No, there, one, your friend, rat, one rodent, import to jail. Because when their hands are dirty. Miss B. Musuri is binominium, how am I? Inti Musu Ichnaliza, Muntumbachu, the Auliz B. Musumakata, but wasn't it? It is a kaba. What happened when it is a one walk off? Here, it's in a chin, a yosun. I am not paying a wise sign foolish contract like that. Even if you remember NPP, If you remember NDC, isophoto in the NDC's time, if you remember certain things, and if you remember NPP, our friend, and some ID cards be $1 million or $100 million, been careful. Oh, it's a gimmick. I don't know why. Only the former energy minister, Niger, when he wanted to change your friend and the electricity contractor and shouty, and go resigning. Apart from that, they all know the game. They all know what they have to do. They all think of the party. They all know that when they are appointed, they have to support the party. Because we have a culture in the country there, one more position, then you are foolish, aging. This is the culture of our country. It's whoever go and sit there, no. It's not if you want to win yes car, Nebusha Funampo Bashana Roba. Yerusuma Ghana. But we have to understand that we need to also accept certain cultural changes within our mindset. The other day I was saying, Ghana, where's the money to do it? You borrow scanner whom or not 5%. You all the mineral resources. You don't go for Mutra, go to the choir. Go the year tree. It should be nationalized. Nobody for Galamsey. Everything should be run by state corporation. Who runs the Galamsey? The money goes to the state. The money who goes to the state, part is given to the local area, I want to say, or to climatize the condition. Part is used to build infrastructure across the country. Simple. But Ekadama, nobody will believe you, both in NDC and MPP. Even this day, NDC, they are social democrat. They're not even labor. They're not even socialist. They don't even NDC doesn't call themselves socialist anymore. They are social democratic party. They are like the liberal party here. They don't even labor. They don't even consider Jeremy Corbyn as a de facto human, good person. For them, they are Tony Blair right. So who is speaking for the people? Nobody. Even if an independent come to power, you need so much money to be able to even run that election. Each election, each party will spend over $100 million to do that election. It is not a small money that one person go to. What we should do is determine certain values. Certain things are the bloggers we're about to throw Amando there and put pressure. The way Menkada, I believe in insulting because I don't believe in insult. But Trini Jonas and the rest were more effective because of the way they campaign on certain specific issues. Those single specific issues, this Simondo for 1 month. This Simondo says, your friend then. Salary for the second ladies, salary for the first and second lady. They withdrew. The same thing we have to ask ourselves. Every year they take 10 billion worth of gold out of the country. Where is the Sikano? How did you go out? And government, what can you do to change it so that more of the 10 billion or 6 billion that goes out, more comes to the country? We don't. The small mineral resource with Japan, a Japan deal, I don't know what better wants what is easy, but nobody's asking the question. If every year $6 billion of world prices is gone, we only get 5%. How can we get more than 5%? How can we get 50%? How can we get 70%?
Brian, yes, so what do you know? Obi edibi said the oka is obi edibi nti wan na ayese kotowoma mehwe wachi kotowoma mehwe wachi agro na yedi Martina South Africa omo ye corrupt papa omo pe bribe ne sa na manema no but omo tumi atry de Zuma ko je edien tumi nye biana.
No. Ghana is not South Africa. Don't forget, Zuma, South Africa still have your friend then, the pre-apartheid people who also are very influential and very powerful.
Yeah, we call them Africans, white people.
Africans. The ones who they are very powerful, and ones who they can destabilize the economy. They are very powerful influence. We don't have that kind of powerful influence in Ghana, which a third force. They have a second or third force. So you have people like Zuma and the rest who are very, and also don't forget, Zuma upset a lot of those other people as well. When he tried to, remember, he was trying to work with certain Indians to take the economy from certain people because they said the white people have got too many things. So there was Zuma was in partnership with some Indians to leverage the whites out of South Africa, and some of the white people didn't like it. Even Chrome Hancock, they fought against it. And the advertising company, the guy who set up the advertising company, they had to set up one of the biggest advertising company in the world was used, but they have to set up a subsidiary in South Africa as a site to do it. In they had to withdraw their support because it became a very embarrassment to Chrome Hancock one thing for. In Motumaka in South Africa was a different scenario. And the scenario was that people were, there was a third force. There was a force beyond just a normal political party behind the system. And because they've been there for a long time, they have the ingrained mechanism to defend itself, come what may. In Ghana,
third for party be a stronger, a bit more my Ghana.
Of course. About two. Because
all these in the MPP, so my head at the party in getting.
No. At the end of the day, I always say this to people. I remember a long time ago when Ghana used to be very good and considered less corrupt. Now, that even if you ask a 7-year-old boy what you want to do, as a 7-year-old boy in Nigeria in the early 90s, what do you want to do? I said, I want to become a president. And they said, why do you want to become a president? Because I want to chop money. I want to go there to chop as much of the national resource as possible. That was what a 7-year-old boy said in the early 90s. Now, all I can say at this stage is that you hear no powerful into position. A lot of our people talk about the shrine. There are good people at the shrine, but there are corrupt people at the shrine. We talk about our pastors. Me, I didn't see Jesus Christ that Jesus Christ built a house. I didn't even know that Jesus Christ had even somebody to clean his house for him or something. But all these big pastors, who are so influential in the country, preaching the word of God today, look at their resources. It gets to a stage in Bodai, even to invest in their own people to create industries. These pastors don't want to do it. That is how level of jealousy they have in them. I'm not going to name names. What the country needs people. I mean, when I say we've got to fix ourselves, I'm not what is the right word? I'm not I'm not taking the blame of NPP from ruining the country. But in Ghana, for now, from top to bottom, most of us are rotten. Even our shrines are what's a Muslim si walk on the corner. When I know one or this could do my passes Nivea. In one way, most of the 419 and Sakawa boys on your shrine walk with you because it's one bad images are what you pride. The whole system has become corrupted. And the whole system is just chasing one thing called money. There's no value other than Muosika. Until we have to change that dichotomy. We have to change that structure in our mind that something is more important than just money. One Kenyan lady will be a platform. North South African people, we are so busy. Money is everything. We sell our own family and everything for money. And that is true. We don't have any other value beyond just making money. And when you get to that stage, you are lost all. Your money, the false god you worship is not a statue you see, baby. The false god in the BB is where you to do nepe, which takes you away. Oh, you will feel Yankopon in chain. Yankopon is more than just making money. Yankopon is about certain qualities, certain values. And you got to go for those values. Some of those values are very in Christian concept. Some of them are in Hindu concept. Some of them in a most Islamic concept. I haven't met one religion which says that. Sorry, but I haven't met one concept which says doing bad is good. But that is life.
And the bread we are born a tougher cracker and any program in aquarium, maybe we enter more born a tougher cracker. There are some now.
Sorry? Me, as a mechanic is very simple. Our system is so corrupt. We have to accept that we are corrupt. We have to make the part of return to a Yankopon chain. Let's start bringing what we term to be good values in the society. Let's put pressure on our president to promote good values, not just fix yourself. Let the bloggers, you are a blogger, you are speaking, Captain Smart is speaking, Kevin Taylor is speaking, Philip Jonas is speaking, this is speaking. Let's get certain values that are important and then demand from the government, why aren't you telling us and what are you doing about not getting this done? Ibina marking, every government should buy. We are producing 250,000 students every year from SHSS. Those 250,000 are beginning to get more. Every government should say for every 4 years, it will try to create 1 million jobs. Every 4 years.
Now, sir, Papa, me do one we have a view as no, sir, and another say, Napco freeze our creative jobs bears 1.5 million.
Oh, my brother, that is over how many years? Fine. So we don't know. Also, yeah, man. Then he has to get another 1.5 million jobs or do creative. Exactly. So when I'm talking about jobs, I mean jobs I want you to Meka BB every month be an usika no da every month be a kwa usika wo. Dam na America asam. And we can do it. We have large areas of land, farms, cashews. There's so many things we can do. But you know, you pay everything quick. I mean, I know you pay everything quick. We don't sometimes engage our brain critically. As Avram Moshe Kain, we don't engage ourselves. We want everything on the surface. You know, we prefer people who bamboos and talk. These are very simple. My brother, you're putting 250,000 people out of students every year. How do they do this? And we have to also say to people, stop having too many children. I mean, if you take Ghana population 30 years ago compared to Danish population 30 years ago, Denmark has only grown by 5 or 10%, apart from even the immigrants going there. African Ghana population is almost twice the population it was 10, 20 years ago. And we are not even planning for anything. So who should go and who should go and plan for us? We can't plan. We are creating more problems for ourselves without even planning for what we need to do. Except Nyankopon Boshawan. We have a lot of things to look at, a lot of things to do. When I'm talking about jobs, where is the large-scale farms? Hire people, regularize Galamsey, make it a government entity, regulate it, take over and do it. But all the big boys in MPP and NDC, they use Galamsey to make their money. So why would they even nationalize Galamsey and Scan Boko Haram? Why? They're not interested. Both MPP and NDC. For the last 6-7 years, people have been telling them, but they don't want. They just go back and they laugh at you because they don't know what they're getting their money for their campaign from. And because we also accept their bribes when they come in campaign time, television, so they feel that they can continue and buy from them. We have to start making noises in the right direction. One, how much we have 100 billion lithium. How much are we going to, Ghana government going to get? We want to know out of the 100 billion, why can't we get 50 billion? Let's question our people. Oh, we only get 10%. Why 10%? What does it take to mine the lithium that we only get 10%? Let's question them. I want Kweku Bakun and what's his name? Kwesi Pratt, all of them. We all talking about this government is not, this hasn't done this. It's all.
On the MPP journalist, on the Kokuba, on Sembia Grantia, MPP for that.
I know the now some when you Rollins was some. They were good friends and they fell out, and he promised that he would do anything.
Debbie.
Listen there, I know the now some no on your Rollins and walk on there. And see, they were friends and they fell out. Into his promise there, he's promised himself there, under no circumstances would he ever speak up for anything that belongs to Rollins or Kennedy, because they jailed him, they made him suffer in jail. He even came in one time and he wept because they gave him barracks treatment. He has to clean the compound with a toothbrush. I know the but when we start talking about Ghana, we need to get people to say, government, why aren't you doing this for us? Because this can help us. There's certain things we can focus on, which is easy, and force them to do certain things. And this is part of the thing. Why don't we have greater access to our resources in terms of money? And we need more percentage. And we try to make sure they gain more percentage. Why aren't we adding added value? We talk about cocoa in Ghana, cocoa marketing board. But why do we back cocoa sacks from overseas? Why doesn't the government encourage people to come and manufacture cocoa bags in Ghana? These are some of the things we can attack them with. Because minister, when they order the cocoa bags now, he gets his commission on it. He's got a contract to order cocoa bags. Easy money. 10% knows how to do, 20% knows how to do. No way, when you manufacture, it is more complicated because we know the profit, the price in Ghana, so you cannot add anything to it. So your commission as a minister, maybe it was is gone. Into young politicians now can be. This one make sure that young problems of some of our politicians, because of how to make easy money, they don't want to take the difficult decisions for the future of the country.
Okay,
but forgive me. I know that my touch in me pedo, but yes.
No. Don't worry. Say the work can no important. Ni so ka oman ana mamuo no se de be ya mamuo no ebetumpon. Na me bompa say last week ni na say me mu asika krenti ye ntumi. Me bompa say sa constitution na ja ataye ye ne ho ade no. If next month, with him, say, you better that they are to honor in the effort, some much rich, mammy, I day. Yes, I mean, at
the end of the day, it's not so much. Even as a finance man, because me a finance man of Riata Metias, I'm a peer, Musani check, it's only one limit. My boss somebody else has to sign with me. And before I do it, I have to show documentation that MSKA is okay. Yes, we can collude with other people, but it's very difficult to collude them because it's not what you wanna. I know you are disgracing him. Intinism is important to him. We used to have those guys when I was growing up. My uncle used to be one of the top doctors in Ghana in 1937. When he used to perform operations for people used to come and give him in Yama. He used to return them. Train in Germany, he used to return them. He says, listen, this is made with Triamical. People buy things for him. He used to return the things back to them. He sent them back. People used to laugh at him.
That was it. Say, we no crack near the program no quite we.
Okay, me da say. Inti wo de echi e baka se biem.
Yehu anka ho pa radio nyamenka ho ne wadwen kira wo de aba wabie adwen wabie niam bebiri so. Nim se nyame ya adoma ye be komra pon a ye di bu ye man Ghana num.
Yeah. If the constitution says there we have to account for presidential travel by presidential travel, then then he has no other authority except to present the figures. But if you say that they can present they can do anything they want, then people you wouldn't do it, would you? So abena nkeda ikrom haiti abena nkeda to your tax ijebo to your tax. Why wage? No, they won't your tax. But when a bank can look at your accounts, in the UK can look at your account and said, okay, it's a year juma, second of our account me for the fee. Or there can an amankedi.
What should I be a fee?
And can't say if you don't want to do the account, and look at the account, they will do the estimate and say, we'll bill you. Now, what's the okay? From now on, they're going to seize your asset, they're going to seize your house, they're going to seize the thing. You have to go and beg them and say, Pacho, on your them, Sike Munian Ozimam, Sike Mikas and Ozimam, Sikania, Zikaya, Yazkota, done with ye, and Abibi, Nama Misikani, Kakrebi Misika. Now, Wag agree. You prove it, and then you pay the tax on it. Because a bureau will bank account go to Inland Revenue. They know everything that goes through you, how you earn your money. We need proper controls in Ghana to make sure the system is made to work for the people of the country.
Yes. Where the Yamin Shiraupa, Yameboa, even your time na ya pensim Mundi Yamenka Opa, another time, a best half review.
Medasi.
Yamin Shiraupa, Medasi. Bye.
Okay, bye.
At here for bride and on so bachelor not drain. Watch him. Omaya who said no. Near Mark and Furiata health minister Ajimamanu Bekano and Yanne Quano. Nanzo we more. Finance minister the other day I said Tokroka Krada ho to me from a gunner. But health minister the other crowd the end and Yakra. And the all bonnet tougher in Yadi and no mere nutias and said Yemrana Emra Pona edibu or my Ghana no necessary as a Sunday. Say as a Sunday ni and changing yama and nasa the Okaya me fire and say as a Ghana yenya third force party. Yenya party beer a bejina hop brane. Now obedi no cre. And yet Christosam and yet a man forecast oh yanko fan ananum no person or catcher say nananum for crano ebi and true for ebi a cohifo. Saka one sikadronia dia benina nananum call for the binaye. Enti on the one a man for nyadwen say yenkofa nananum ba de one a man for ya adwen say esase enya nokwafo so oye bosunsum ni so oye kristo ni so oye kremoni no esase enya obi a obeka nokre no obegina ho agina nokre no say ye kunukura obeka nokre sankofo no eni ehia wom aye odifo opamago ana de brewo Blanai TV so de makatra say aha nokure twagu sade yetie bia sa na yede bema nokure nko na yeka asoresem asofosem politics yeka bibia wa ha yeka bibia sa de tie e wa ha sa wo pe nokure tie nko ade a sabi o yeka nokure ha de medija wo ne say Bible say di nokure ekosi owo mu sa nso na minim say ba bia ni ho a wo konkramofia na akwa abosomfia waka atwa say man ni nokure. Eti wu a wo hwe me de ebetimi ama saa ne ma we nyina to asisi ni se esese ye nokwafo esese ye ma ye yes no nyame nhira onka ho de wo ye bi o ma ne nyeyie awrade nyankopon pai fa ho de ma wo ba biara wo biara awrade se mo wani nka no ho no be ma wo de wakoma pe. This is Blanai TV. Share, subscribe ba biara wo bia won saka wo so nyame boa wo besa atimi nka biu Nyamenka unhupa medase. Bye bye.